What's up, everybody? Jed Johnson here from dieselcrew.com. Of course, you know they call me NAPALM. Phil Brown is back with another question for the 31 days of Q&A. If you want to send in a question, get on my newsletter list. I'm answering only questions from my email subscribers. You can get on there by going to dieselcrew.com. And if you can't figure it out, just send me an email at jed.diesel@gmail.com and I'll get you added. Depending on what your preferences are, I'll get you on the proper list. Phil wrote in, he wants to know if I ever plan on doing the Coan Philipi deadlift program again. This is a program that I did a couple times several years ago, and he knows that because he's been a subscriber on thegripauthority.com. He's been a lifetime member for I don't even know how long, probably since seems like 2014 or 2015. So he's seen the iterations of me going through that program. So I laid out my own program earlier this year. It was in the summer, and then we started the Coan Philipi in I think like at the very end of August, and for whatever reason, my training partners ended up missing a whole bunch of days in that program. So I ended up stopping it, and here's why. It wasn't because they stopped coming. They wanted to try it and then they weren't coming. So, but really the reason that I stopped is I didn't like the program the way that it was set up based on the weekly layout of my training that I have it set up as. So in the Coan Philipi program, there's a lot of pull downs and there's also rows, heavy rows. And the thing is, I'm already doing a lot of that in my program already. So I was feeling a lot of tension in my lats from doing double duty on the heavy pull downs and then pull ups and then multiple forms of rows in the week, and it just wasn't working out. So when they stopped coming, I shut that program down and just started doing my own thing. I think I followed it for a good solid month and a half, but since they weren't coming and since I wasn't really into what the program was offering, I shut it down. So listen, by all means, I'm not the world's master of deadlift training, and I'm not going to say that Coan Philipi is not a good program. I experienced really good results with it in the past, so it is a good program. But it just wasn't matching up anymore with what I have as a weekly layout. The other thing that wasn't jiving with me was the work sets are a little bit lower percentage than I wanted to do. So if I don't have it right in front of me, but I want to say that there's like one set of two of a pretty heavy deadlift, and then it's three sets of, I don't know if they were speed deadlifts or if they were just the work set deadlifts, but the percentages were really low. So I don't know. There was just something, it wasn't clicking for me between hitting a lot of those workouts alone and the exercise selection and the loading. It just wasn't clicking for me. So I've gotten away from that. And plus, man, I worked deadlift super hard for like a year straight. So I kind of needed a break from all that intensity, and I wanted to do more squatting. So I might come up with something a little bit different where I structure it out a little bit better for just my current goals. You know what I mean? But other than that, if you're looking for a deadlift program, you can certainly try it out. I'm not going to talk bad about it necessarily. It was a sweet program when we first ran it in, I think, 2015. And then, one time we adapted it for the axle and we used thick bar, and that just didn't work out at all. So that was kind of a backfire, but it was an experiment. So no plans right now, Phil, to get back into the Coan Philipi program, but maybe sometime down the line I'll massage it a little bit and revisit it. So I hope that's helpful. If so, give it one of these. And again, if you want me to cover one of your questions, get on my email newsletter and we'll get that done. All right. All the best in your training, everybody. Be sure to subscribe. Do that before you go. Take care.